Om Sahana Vavatu Sahanao Bhunaktu Sahaviryam Karvavahai Tejasvinavadhitamastu Ma Vidvishavahai. Om Shanti Shanti Shanti. So, today we will start, of course, with the invocation, and we will chant up to inquiry into the truth. Vasudevendra Yogindram Natva Jnanapradam Gurum Mumukshunam Hitarthaya TatvaBodho Vidhiyate. Sadhan Chatushtaya Sampannadhikarinam Moksha Sadhana Bhutam Tattva Viveka Prakaram Vakshyamaha. Sadhan Chatushtayam Kim Nitya Nitya Vastu Vivekaha Iha Mutrartha Phala Bhoga Viragaha Shamadhi Shataka Sampattihi Mumukshutvam Cheti Nitya Nitya Vastu Vivekaha Kaha Nitya Vastvekam Brahma Tat Vyatiriktam Sarvam Anityam Ayameva Nitya Nitya Vastu Vivekaha Viragaha Kaha Iha Svarga Bhogeshu Ichharahityam Shamadhi Sadhana Sampattihi Ka Shamo Dama Uparati Stitiksha Shraddha Samadhanam Cha Iti Shamaha Kaha Mano Nigraha Damaha Kaha Chakshuradi Bahyendriya Nigraha Uparamaha Kaha Swadharmanushtanameva Titikshaka Shitoshna Sukha Dukkadi Sahishnutvam Shraddha Kidrishi Guru Vedanta Vakyadishu Vishwasaha Shraddha Samadhanam Kim Chittaikagrata Mumukshutvam Kim Moksho Me Bhuyat Iti Ichha Etat Sadhan Chatushtayam Tataha tattva vivekasyadhikarino bhavanti. Tattva vivekaha kaha atma satyam tadanyat sarvam mityeti. Atma kaha sthula sukshma karana sharirat vyatiriktaha panchakoshatitah san avasthatraya sakshi Satchidananda Swarupah San Yattishtati Sa Atma. So last week we completed Sadhan Chatushtaya, the fourfold qualification, which is known as Sadhan Chatushtayam. That the fourfold qualification was the ability to discern and discriminate, having discriminate, to reject and to apply it, to reject that which is unreal, and we will see what it means here, to reject that which does not keep us on the path for now, we will say, and follow our path through using our faculties of discrimination. The third was sixfold wealth, which keeps us on the path. Control of the mind, control of the senses, faith in the teachings, a focused mind, Shama, Dhamma, Uparama, forbearance, the ability to face all the challenges that come en route, Titiksha, Shraddha, and then to apply all these energies, all the scattered energies that have been brought together, then to apply it in our pursuit. And of course, the fourth one is a burning desire for liberation. We had explained what is liberation. And once we have this fourfold qualification, then we are fit to conduct this inquiry into the nature of the truth. Beautiful example is given in the text that before we go target shooting, what we try to do is we clean the rifle, we oil it, we polish it, we make sure that all parts are in place and functioning properly, and then we load it with bullets and shoot it towards the target. Similarly, here we get all the Sadhan Chatushtaya. We equip ourselves and we make ourselves fit so that we can also move towards our target. What is our target? Our target is TatvaBodh, the knowledge of the truth. The knowledge of the truth will come to us from Tattva Viveka. So, of course, he says, now that we are fit for Tattva Viveka, we will start our inquiry into Tattva Viveka, which is the inquiry into the nature of the truth or into the truth. So the question then is asked is, what is Tattva Viveka? Tattva Viveka, he puts it in, just explains it. There are two important words, Satya and Mithya. And he says, Atma Satyam Tadanyat Sarvam Mithyeti. He says, Atma is real and all other than that. Here they have translated Mithya as unreal. But we can say Mithya is an appearance. What do we mean when we say Satya, and what do we mean when we say Mithya? Satya, we have all an appreciation and understanding of that which does not change. If I had said something yesterday, I still say the same today, I am being honest, I'm being truthful based on what I know. It does not change over it in any period of time. That which does not change in any period of time is what our good understanding of Satya is true. That which remains the same in all periods of time. And the way Vedanta will accept and express the meaning of Satya is that which is abadhita. Badhita means that which can be contradicted or falsified. That which can never be contradicted, that which can never be falsified is truth. And the classic example that Vedanta gives is that of a snake that I see. And it is twilight time, it is dark, and I see a snake. So once I see the snake, I start making plans of how to face the situation, what I should do, what I should not do. And then somebody passes by at that time, and I tell that passer, just be careful, there is a snake. This passer happens to have a torch, and he throws light on the snake. When the light is thrown on the snake, we see that it is a rope and it was not a snake. Immediately, I don't need to make any plans. Everything is settled. So the truth really was the snake, the rope. Even when I saw the snake, it was a rope, but the snake got falsified, got negated. The truth, the rope will never get negated. I didn't see it as a rope. That is why we will explain what that represents. So the rope will never be falsified, never be negated. But the snake gets falsified, gets negated. So the snake is a mithya. Did the snake exist? Yes, the snake existed, but only till I did not see the rope. So mithya is that which is seen, which is perceived by our senses in ignorance. What was my ignorance? The ignorance of rope gave me the appearance of snake. The minute there was knowledge, the snake disappeared. The snake no longer existed. So snake got falsified, the rope remained. It existed even before the snake, when the snake was there. So mithya is that which is seen in ignorance, but ends in knowledge, that is in understanding, in appreciation. So mithya has two properties. One is that it is seen in ignorance and it disappears in knowledge. And satyam is that which is not seen in ignorance, but seen in knowledge. Although it was there, but it was not seen in ignorance. It is partially seen in ignorance with a mistaken identity, but partially seen, but it is fully seen in knowledge. So there are some concepts that we should really have clear. One is satya, the other is mithya, and the other is asat. So satya is that which exists in all periods of time. Mithya is that which has an appearance, but that gets falsified. And asat is which can never exist or which never existed. If I tell you the horns of a rabbit never has horns. It is non-existent. So that is what we mean by asat. So these concepts should be very clear to us. So Atma Satya Tadanyat Sarvam Mithya. The only thing that is real, which cannot be negated, falsified, which is abadhita, is Atma. Everything else will be falsified, and they will show you how it will be falsified. So then he asks the question, what is Atma then? That which does not get falsified. Sthula Sukshma Karana Sharira Vyatirikta, different from Sthula Sharira, which means literally translated, Sthula means gross. But today the word gross is used in many different terms. So let us say this physical body of ours. Yeah, Atma is other than this physical body. It is also anything, so what is sthula is also that which can be perceived by the senses. So that body which is perceived by the senses, that we can feel it, we can touch it, it has a weight, that is this physical body. And Atma is other than the physical body. Atma is also other than Sukshma Sharira. Sukshma, which means subtle, which means that which is which is not perceived by the senses. It is unseen. It is invisible to the senses. So the subtle body we thought we only had one body, but today Vedanta teaches us we have three bodies. The subtle body, which includes our mind and intellect. So the Sthula Sharira is our physical body. Sukshma Sharira is our mind and intellect. And Karana Sharira. Karana means cause. So that which is the cause of Sukshma Sharira and Sthula Sharira, of our subtle body and of our physical body. That which is the cause is known as the causal body. When we go to sleep, in deep sleep, we revert to our Karana Sharira. Why do we say we revert to the Karana Sharira? Because our thoughts, they retreat into Karana Sharira in deep sleep. And when we wake up, all the thoughts that we had in the previous day, all the activities that we have done, if I go to sleep as a doctor, I wake up as a doctor. Where does my knowledge of medicine and all that, where does it go? It retreats into the Karana Sharira and comes back forth. Comes forth on waking up. So that is the gross body or the physical body, the subtle body or our mind and intellect, and Karana Sharira is where we retreat. We will see further, they will be elaborated. I'm just explaining why they say the three bodies and what they imply. And so Atman is other than these three bodies, the physical body, the subtle body, and the causal body. So Atman is neither a man or a woman, a girl or a boy. That is the body. Atman is neither good or bad. That is the mind. Atma does not have any desires. It does not have any vasanas. That is in the causal body. So Atma is other than these three bodies. Then these three bodies are further, elaborated as koshas. The three bodies can also be represented by the 5 koshas. Kosha. A kosha is something in which we keeps a thing, something in which something is kept, and that which covers what it keeps. So a purse is called a kosha because it keeps money, and the money is not seen to us. So the purse is called kosha in Sanskrit, but it really means a sheath. That which it keeps, it covers, that it doesn't get seen, but it gives an idea of what it is, like the sheaths of a sword. When you look at that, you know exactly what is inside there. It has the shape of a sword, but it covers the sword. The sword is not seen at all. So these 5 sheaths, they keep the Atman, but the Atman doesn't get seen and the sheaths are seen. That is the idea. So what are these So the three bodies can also be represented as 5 sheets. What are the 5 sheets? The first one is Annamaya Kosha, which means food sheet. That is this Sthula Sharira, or the physical body. The second, so we can also put it like this, that Sthula Sharira, or the physical body, is the Annamaya Kosha. The Sukshma Sharira, or the subtle Sharira, can be represented by 3 koshas: the Pranamaya Kosha, the Manomaya Kosha, and the Vijnanamaya Kosha. The Manomaya Kosha means the mental sheath. What is the mental sheath? Mental sheath is the sheath of our emotions. It represents really our thoughts, but our thoughts that are in a state like a pendulum, swinging, oscillating from one end to the other, which has doubts. Is she talking sense? Is she making any sense? Is there any logic to what she's saying? Have I read this somewhere before? This cannot be so. Oh yes, maybe it is so. Maybe because Shankaracharya is saying. So all those thoughts which are swinging, that is the mind. Even all the emotions, love, hate, jealousy, anger, they are all mind. So that is Manomaya Kosha. But before that comes Pranamaya Kosha. Prana, we have loosely translated it as breath. And we are used to saying that when somebody passes on, we say the pranas have left. Now, yes, pranas do mean it is an expression of the life force in us, but prana really means the subtle inner energies. How does our food get digested? How does it get assimilated? How the oxygen that we take in is retained, and how the blood vessels carry the oxygen to different parts of the body, bring back carbon dioxide, remove that carbon dioxide from the system. This is at the physical level. At a mental level, the different stimuli that we receive, and we get ideas. We think about those. Do we retain those ideas? We reflect upon them. So all these subtle energies are pranas. We will just subtle inner energies are pranas. Then that is the Pranamaya Kosha. Manomaya Kosha is the mental sheath, which is the mind. I said thoughts in this, in the state of a pendulum, oscillating like a pendulum. So Pranamaya Kosha in English is also known as the vital air sheath because of the breath from which the word prana has come. The next one is Vijnanamaya Kosha. That is the intellectual sheath. It is the sheath of clarity, thoughts that have clarity, that have understanding, logical thinking. So Vijnanamaya Kosha is also known as Buddhimaya Kosha or the Gnanamaya Kosha, not Vijnana, but Gnanamaya Kosha. So the subtle body has 3 sheaths. The vital air sheath, Pranamaya Kosha, the mental sheath, Manomaya Kosha, and the intellectual sheath or the Vijnanamaya Kosha. So 4 sheets so far we saw. Annamaya Kosha, Pranamaya Kosha, Manomaya Kosha, and Vijnanamaya Kosha. And the Karana Sharira, it is known as Anandamaya Kosha. Why is it known as Anandamaya Kosha? Because in sleep, in deep sleep, everyone, it is a universal experience, whether one is a prince, whether one is a pauper, whether one is highly placed in life or living a humble life, no matter who one is, but the universal experience of all is that of peace and bliss in deep sleep. So that sheath is known as Anandamaya Kosha. So Atman, it is beyond or behind these 5 sheaths. It is other than the 3 bodies. It is beyond or behind these 5 sheaths, and it is the Avasthatraya Sakshi, witness of the 3 states of awareness, of consciousness, of experience, whatever we want to call these 3 states. The 3 states of experience, of awareness, or of consciousness are waking, dream, and deep sleep state. There is no state of consciousness that is other than these 3. And Atma is the witness of these 3 states of experience. It watches these states of experience, it illumines them, which means it shines through these 3 states of consciousness. In the waking state of consciousness, there is maximum force, we can say. So the awareness is not only that of the physical body, it is of the physical body, of the mind, and also of the intellect. And also all the 3 bodies are actually functioning in the waking state. The physical body, the subtle body, and the causal body. When all Atman is shining through all 3, it is the waking state of consciousness. When Atman is shining only through the Karana Sharira and the Sukshma Sharira, which is the causal body and the subtle body, that is the dream state of consciousness or of experience. And only when it is shining through the causal body or the Karana Sharira, that is the deep sleep state of consciousness. So Atma is other than the 3 bodies, the 5 sheaths, and these 3 states of consciousness. And what is Tattva Viveka going to lead us to? That Atma is real and everything else is a mithya or an appearance. That is Tattva Viveka. So how is it that Atma is real? And it's a shocking revelation that comes to all of us when we get introduced to Vedanta. We have all heard. So this is one part of the inquiry in Tattva Viveka. This is with the reference to an individual. And with reference to the collective, to the world, the inquiry will be Brahma Satya Jagat Mithya. We have all heard that one. And he will lead us logically and show us why it is the case. The classical example again that is given in Vedanta is that of clay and different parts. What exists is clay, that is Satya. All the other, whether it is a pot, whether it is a cup, whether it is a saucer, whether it is a pitcher, whether it is a vase, they are all mithya because they are an appearance. They can be falsified. Once the pot breaks, it is no longer a pot, but it is still clay. It was clay, it is clay, and it will always remain a clay. So that is Satya, and the pot is Mithya. Mithya is not, as we understand, that which has no existence. It has existence, but no independent existence of its own. what exists is clay. And it is the name and form of clay that we call pot, that we call cup, that we call a pitcher, that we call a vase, that we call a saucer. We can give it infinite number of names, but what really exists is clay. Similarly, what exists is Atma. Everything else is an appearance. He will take us logically, step by step. Now they will take up what is Sthula Sharira, what is this physical body, what is this subtle body. The question will be asked, it will be answered. What is this causal body? What are these five? 5 sheets will come later, but we will see why they come later. And what are these 3 states of consciousness? And there will be some terms that will be introduced to us, which we think of in slightly different ways. So now begins the real inquiry, which will lead us to TatvaBodh. And when one has TatvaBodh, one gets TatvaBodh blesses us with moksha or liberation. So sadhan chatushtaya, we have to make sure that we have the sadhan chatushtaya. We cultivate them, because this sadhan chatushtaya will help us inquire fully and properly. This, with full and proper inquiry, we will come to be established in TatvaBodh. Otherwise, it will be an information that we will intellectually have, but it will not be something that we live personally. We will be established in TatvaBodh, and TatvaBodh will bless us with moksha. So this is, now we start that inquiry. I think we have just a few minutes left. We will stop here. I'll say the concluding prayers. We can then meet, and if anybody has any questions or anything to add or take away, we will take it up after the concluding prayers. Sarve bhavantu sukhinah, sarve santu niramayah, sarve bhadrani pashyantu, ma kaschit dukha bhag bhavet.
Stop recording.
Yes, please.